Welcome back, everybody. It has been an exciting week. I published my book, and I have some lessons and takeaways that I want to share with you today. So the first thing I want to talk about is I realized at a new level just how important my ARC readers are. Um, on obviously having going into publication day with reviews was great. So I had at the time of publication either 9 or 10, I'm forgetting. Now I have 11 ratings on Goodreads and 6 or 7 reviews, and that doesn't sound like a lot probably to you, but I've seen other books that people are considering successful that have about that many, and they've been out for a year. So it's all in perspective. It was a great start. It was to have those behind me and on my side when I started when I went to publication day was great. And I've mentioned it before, but like that relationship with my ARC readers that I've been developing, and I'm really grateful for. They've been so wonderful. Was excellent when it came to actual publication day. When I posted, my book is live. I posted the dinner part, or dinner is served. When I posted that, I got way more shares than I would have gotten had I not been talking to readers and bookstagrammers for months now. And they helped in a way that is not going to be quantifiable right away, but like it is absolutely helpful. So if there's still time before your publication day, go ahead and reach out and get as many ARC readers as you can. If you stack the deck in if you can get 20, 30, 40, 50 ARC readers, the chances are that you actually have a few reviews out by the time you publish is better. And then that obviously helps you go like, I'm, I'm not publishing with nobody having read it, which I think will, it's not to say that it'll make your publication day disappointing, but you may not have people wanting to invest 10, 15, 20, whatever dollars, depending on what version you went with, um, for a book that's unproven, so get your ARC readers. That was definitely helpful. I've been kind of talking about it in the recent weeks. Last week it was Bookstores Are Your Friends, and I was talking about building, trying to build relationships, trying to show them that you support local bookstores. But also, like, having done that, I felt like when I was going in, so I went into some bookstores on the week of publication, and I just strike up a conversation with whoever was available and that worked there. And I don't think I met a single person who was the owner or manager, but I would get, be like, oh, what do you guys do for, do you have any local author books here? Do you have, what is the option? Now, if they have it on their website, go that way. But if they don't have it on their website, just strike up a conversation. Nobody was rude. Everyone was great. And what did happen for me is I went to one of the bookstores and they were like, do you have a copy? And I was like, yeah, I have a copy in the car. Let me go grab it because I wasn't walking in with my book. And I grabbed it and, I was going to show it to them. And they bought it on the spot to sell in their store. And I said, hey, and this is, I think, is a good follow up that you should do if that happens to you is say, hey, if you have any interest in, reading this, because a lot of, bookstore owners and bookstore workers are probably big readers as well, right? Uh, we all love the little recommendation cards that are on shelves from the staff. So uh, I, offered to send anybody on the staff a digital copy because for free, so that they could say, "Hey, I actually liked this book. Maybe you would like it too," if they wanted to. So that was, I think. I mean, I did not expect that I was going to have any stores actually take my book last week. So it was just a cherry on top. But putting yourself out there works sometimes, and at no point did I feel rejected or there was no negative to it. It was just a matter of, I got a good outcome. And I do want to shout them out because they were so nice to me. But that's so and so books in Raleigh. So if you happen to go there, if you're in Raleigh area or if you're visiting Raleigh at some point, go to so and so books and definitely look for the dinner party. And if they're sold out, then maybe if you let them know, they'll want another copy. This is, I think, is going to be the thing that might be easiest or might be hardest for you depending on your personality type. You want to celebrate on your publication day. It seems like crazy in some ways because you're like, well, it's just the beginning, but it's also a huge moment. You've worked really hard to write your book, to edit your book, to get everything ready for this day, and now it's time to celebrate yourself. And it doesn't have to be big. You could just, get yourself a cookie, or we my publication day was election day, so my son had the day off. So we went to lunch and with my wife and my son, and I got we got a glasses of champagne, each of us, not my son, he's 9. Um, and just had a glass of champagne and then went to a bookstore. Like that was, and otherwise, it was just a normal lunch. But like, just celebrate yourself. Make sure that you're going like, I did something that took effort, that took work. Um, don't get down on yourself that day if you don't make any sales, because again, even if you have done the work, you might not have any sales that day because it's a slow process. You're on this video because you're a self-publisher, not because you have, Penguin Random House, pushing you and marketing you. And so if you don't make a sale today on your publication day, go easy on yourself and celebrate anyway, because you did something big. All right, next time I want to talk about non-book specific book or non-book specific events. So tomorrow night I am doing an event, and it is just kind of like a craft fair, for all I can tell. It's not book centered, and it's my first book event, or my first event since coming out with the dinner party. So I thought I would talk about it. Um, and see how I do, and maybe find out like, oh, is this a bad investment or a good investment for independent independent authors. Yeah, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe. That's great if you do that. Um, Also, if you are interested in checking out my book, The Dinner Party, it is out, as I mentioned, and it's doing pretty well in a lot of ways. Check it out and say, hey, my book is better than that, or oh, this is a pretty good cover, or just even if you don't buy it, just take a look at it and see what you think, because I'm working hard just like you, and so I'm sure you can get ideas off of looking at my marketing and everything else. So check it out.